Alright, I'll let you cool down a bit, but I think that one might be terminal. Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're all doing well. It's Monday morning and today's job is got a completely blank canvas. This is where we were stripping out the other week. I haven't actually been back in about a week actually. So I'll spin the camera around and show you what I want to try and get done today. So number one golden rule of plumbing is always get your soils in first, because if your soils are wrong, the whole lot is going to be wrong basically, because crap always goes downhill. So this is the existing, oh, broke that bit, didn't need that bit anyway. That's the existing soil pipe. We've got to reuse the main stack, but we need to alter this all. What we've got is, I need to get the drawings out and have a proper look, but the rough gist is, this room's being split into two. So effectively there's a wall going along there. We've got bath, basin, toilet. Don't worry about the hot and colds, these are all going to be repiped. We've got toilet along here, basin, bath, so it's like a mirror image. And then on the other side, through here, we've got this all gets blocked up or studied up, and then we've got shower in this corner, toilet and basin, I think. So basically we need a 4-inch through here, we need a 1.5-inch waste under this floor. I'm not too bothered about the basin waste because they'll go in above, but the main ones are going to be the bath and the showers. This one, the joists are running this way. There is a wall there, but we'll have to have a look at that. I'm going to renew all these waste pipes and stuff. The hard bit is going to be getting them bosses low enough for the falls of the waste pipe. We need to get them across. So as I say, shower, bath, bath. So I imagine this one over there, we're going to have to run 2-inch across. I don't know how we're going to do that bit yet, but we'll have a look at it. It's okay drawing it on a piece of paper, but us plumbers, I've got to make stuff work. So yeah, rough gist of the day, get this corner stripped out, have a look. We can open it up downstairs if we need to as well. Yeah, let's see how it goes really. I'll get some tools up, try and get a bit of light on. Hopefully it's not too dark in here. And first thing is probably going to be open that floor up in that corner. But yeah, that is the plan for today. I'm going to try and do everything on the GoPro, hopefully. First job, I'm going to strip some of this old soil out. That's an air admittance valve. If you didn't know what that is, it's just lets air into the system, but doesn't let smells out. That one was probably been in there a while, so that see if we can get a bit closer. These are all like push fit joints, so we should be able to pull all that off. And that's push fit waste pipe. I personally don't like push fit waste pipe, so we'll be changing all that for solvent. Awkward bit might be cutting into that at the bottom, but because what we've got to do is we've got to get all our bosses low enough to obviously pick up the new waste pipes and stuff, but we'll figure that bit out. What I've got is I actually wanted the poly pipe short boss sockets, but nowhere around here seems to have poly pipe, so I've had to pick up these ones. These are the plumb centre ones. The poly pipe ones are better because the glued fittings go straight in, but we'll see if we can make that work. On these ones you've got, I don't know where I put them, but basically you've got, oh, they're already in the pipe. They do take push fit and solvent, and you can take the O-ring out and you can glue straight in, so they're not too bad. But the poly pipe ones are just all a little bit slimmer. But it is what it is. I think we'll be able to make it work. So what I'm going to do, get some of this floor cut up, and we'll get the waste pipes marked out where we're going to go. So I'm not bothered about the basin ones, because when we come up, we can literally boss into the basin ones above the surface. It's going to be that bath, and the shower, and obviously the 3 toilets we need to get in today. That's what I'm going to do for a start, is just cut this up. I've had a good feel underneath to make sure there's no cables or pipes or anything. I just use a circular saw, but make sure you wear goggles and ear protection. And it's just going to give me a little bit more space in this corner. So that's set to the depth of the joist, so we'll not be cutting through it. that's just going to give us a little bit more space. What I should have done is probably cut it a little bit more that way on that joist, but it's not the end of the world. We can sort that bit. I can just plant the timber on the side there and it'll carry that. So what I need to try and do is obviously get this cut off lower down and work out where the first boss is going to go. And then we need this T low enough. I've got like a YT, because we need one there, and then obviously we need to fall across to over there. So that's going to be a little bit tricky, and obviously we need to get through this wall. It's only thermalite block, so it won't take no drilling. But I'm hoping I can just get my recip saw in here and cut below this old solvent weld socket. The pipe's dropping, is it? Did that drop a little bit? I don't think it'll drop anymore. Should just be able to straighten that cut up a little bit. Never easy. I can get the multi-tool in there and just straighten that cut up. So I've just straightened that cut up a little bit, and that is pretty much as low as we're going to be able to get that boss. So what we need to try and do, we've got a little bit of play on the stack to be fair. Obviously we need an 1.5 inch one going that way, but we might bring it forward. A 2 inch one I'll probably just run straight down this joist, and then an 1.5 inch one pretty much straight down that joist as well from the back. That can literally go anywhere here because it'll be under the bath. So yeah, I just need to work out the best way of doing this really, and then where's the T? So we've got a YT. I mean, a 4 inch saw pipe will easily feed 3 toilets. There's absolutely no problem whatsoever, but we're going to need that pretty low. Probably just going to have to, it's fairly a bit awkward actually, isn't it? We'll have to have a look at that, but we're going to need that somewhere low, and then drill through there, pick this up, put another T wherever the toilet's going, 45 that up into that toilet, and then run along so we get a nice fall all the way back into there. So what I might have to do is just pick that up a little bit, use the socket end into there, because that fitting's not all the way in there yet. It still should be low enough. We'll have to work all that out first, but that boss can't go any lower than that, so we need to work out how we're gonna swing these round. I wouldn't recommend coring off a battery gel, but it literally is just thermalite blocks that'll just fly through. What I'm doing is I'm actually sticking my 6 inch one through, just because it's going to give me a little bit of play in this corner. And the problem with these not being polypipe fins, my 4.5 inch one doesn't actually take an elbow, so you end up chopping it out anyway. So sometimes it's better just to put a slightly larger one through. You know you're going to get plenty of fall then, and we can patch this up anyway. It's not the end of the world. So I'll just get this cord out quickly, it should be good. Right, what I've done is drilled obviously that 6 inch hole through there. That'll give me plenty of play. I know it's a little bit big, but it's not, you know, that'll be patched after, and you'll never know. Sometimes if you're struggling with a 4 inch hole, it can make life hard work, but we should be fine there. I didn't realise it was actually a cavity wall, but it's both thermalite. They're literally probably the lightest weight blocks on the market. You can literally just cut through with a wood saw on these. So I just cap that saw cycle temporarily so we don't get any rubbish down, and we can have a look at getting these bosses drilled out with the adapters in, and then we'll have a look and get it all sorted. So this is a short boss socket, and these obviously got knockouts, so I need to drill the other two out. I do actually prefer the polypipe ones, but as I say, I think you can take the rings out and glue them in, but they are like double rings, so we put plenty of glue on that, plenty of glue on the actual fitting, and just put them together. There we go. Oh, they're tight. I like to give them a little twist, but I don't think that one will. It's so tight. So as I say, we can do them knockouts. One for 2 inch. I'm going to do 1 2 inch, another 1.5 inches, and obviously that one's 1.5 inches we've already put in. So generally I'd twist them, but I can't get that to twist. It's so tight, but it shouldn't leak. That shouldn't be a problem. The other thing I should have said, sometimes these have got an arrow on them. So like the bosses are angled in, but on this particular brand, there isn't. The other thing I don't like about these 2-inch ones is the boss actually sits on the outside. But it is the proper fitting for the, see, look how loose that is. Just hold that on there a second. It is the proper thing, that's how the Plumb Centre ones are. But I'm not saying I'm a fan of them. The polypipe ones are much better, because everything like sits in, but this will be fine. It'll literally do the job. It's just me being pussy. That's fine. And then last one. Again, plenty of glue on these because we don't want to leak. Literally just slap it all the way around. And they're really tight, which is not a bad thing. You just can't twist them. So that's all made up, ready to go, and that's going to sit that way for me. We'll put the 2-inch coming out that side, and that's going to literally follow down this joist. That one's going to come down, and then that back one we're going to swing around. We might have to chop into that block a little bit, and then just swing that one around, and that'll be the highest one going through there for the shower. What I've done here is used M&F in there and just chipped a little bit out of that block. I don't like using tight fittings that close to the stack, but this one's going to be the shortest run. And what I'll do is I'll swing this out with a couple of 45s just to sort of break that angle a little bit. It'll sort of come up and over the top of that 2-inch one. That one's going to do the shower, which is literally just on the other side of there. So we need to get an inch and a hole. I'll have to, obviously applies to the regulations with drilling holes and stuff like that in joists, but we'll probably end up being somewhere over here. We'll have to drill through there, so we're far enough away from the edge of the joist but not in the centre of it. The 2-inch one, as I say, will just run straight down. This bath one will be literally a straight run, so it's only about, what, 2 metres. I imagine that ultimately the taps and the shower and everything will be over here. There's a shower going over this bath, but I imagine the trap will be there, so that's literally a straight run. So we can, as long as we bring it out the floor here anyway, we'll be fine. That one's the furthest one, so we're going to do that one in 2-inch across the here. Again, we've got a bath with a shower over the top, so they're just like shower baths. But what I might do, I'll have a look at that, because obviously we're going to have to drill or, you know, cut into the joists to get across there. Obviously we don't want to weaken the floor too much. But yeah, that's the plan. I'll get that one glued on, that'll swing around, get that 1.5 inch hole through there, and that's pretty much all the awkward stuff sort of done on this tee. I don't know what to do with this tee yet, because it's nearly to the point where that's all the way in. What I might do is cut a little bit of that flooring up just to get that another, what is it, 21 mil down. And if you look, you probably can't see, but it's nearly all the way in. I really don't want to lift it up because then I'm going to be too high. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with that. So I've actually been and found the drawing now. It's a little bit small. It's only on like, I think originally it should have been A5, but you can see our soil pipe. We're in this corner here. So obviously basin, I got that slightly wrong when I said earlier, but what we can do with this basin waste is chop it in and then boss into the main bit of the stack going up. That's being boxed all the way along that back wall anyway, so that basin waste we can pick up off that 4-inch going along there, so that'll be above the floor. This basin waste, again, we can boss in the soil pipe that's going through the wall on the other side, and that toilet will just have to go all the way along. That's why I wanted to keep that T as low as possible, so we'll get a good fall and a good fall. I know it's quite a small drawing, and then obviously bath, shower, and bath. So that's sort of the layout of it anyway. And then obviously bedroom. That's just this. Well, they call them sleep rooms because they're like staff rooms. That's a bedroom, and then there's a couple more bedrooms through there. And then obviously we'll have to have a look at all the heating, because obviously we've got all that to jiggle. I think what I'm going to do, because obviously it was tank fed before on the cold and the hot, I think I'm just going to literally rip it all out and start again, because it's going to be quicker. We're going to get rid of all dead legs. The cold was only 15 mil coming up anyway. I think that one was the cold. But either way, and they say there was rads everywhere. Obviously we're going to have to separate all the heating up. I'll have a look where the towel rails and that are going in here, but I imagine it's up at the end of the baths. Or we can have a look at the drawing again. In this one in here, all this lot gets come out anyway, so literally I'll just cut the hot and colds off, and then we'll have to sort all that soils. There's not an ensuite going in, it's just literally this is bedrooms now. So yeah, and obviously this is you didn't see this bit before, but this was the there was like another staircase. Obviously the lads put a handrail around it, and then this is more bedrooms. At the minute there's only one rad in here, so we'll obviously have to split all this up. I think there's the two bedrooms going in here. Obviously this will all be gone, that staircase. Well, it is gone. And then we'll have to sort all that out. But yeah, today I just wanted to get the soils sort of sorted. Does anybody else hate lifting chipboard floor? Because I do. All flux pipes there, look. Obviously be careful not to put them board side up. You really need to get all your nails out because they hurt when they go through the bottom of your foot. We'll just lay that out of the way a second. What I was thinking is taking my waste pipe through there because it's close to the wall. Hopefully the joist and everything. How have they built that? I don't know, we'll have a look anyway. But obviously you need to be careful when you drill in. Obviously you want to keep your holes in the centre of the joist, but you don't want to be in the centre of your span. So you want to be enough away because obviously you end up weakening the joist. Generally, if you're notching, you can only go 1/8 in a hole. In theory, you can take a 1/4 out if you wanted to, but obviously you want to try and keep everything to a minimum. I don't know what all these pipes are. Some of them will be heated. Some of them will be hot and cold. The old tank feeds. They look like the 22s will be the old tank feeds. That's probably feeding like a bathroom, the shower room downstairs. So yeah, we'll have a look anyway. Worst bit of the job in theory is sorting all your soils and waste out, getting all your floors up and working all your pipe runs out. Once you've done all that, you know, things start to come into place. I imagine we'll be sort of, it's generally a vinyl floor in the bathroom, so generally they get plied over. But ideally you want to try and get your chipboard up in one piece if you can. Right, so this room comes to 2630, which is that pencil line right there. You've got to use your imagination a bit, but there's going to be a shower tray in this corner. So I think a good point to be, if I lift that board there up, I can get my 1.5" waste pipe just coming through. But obviously below the floor, the tray needs to sit on the floor, so we need it a good 35-40 mil down. Well, as low as we can really. Soil pipe coming through there. Obviously all the skirting board will come off, and the toilet sits at 2.60 meters. Well, that might be the room, so the toilet will probably sit there somewhere with basin on there. Again, all I do with the basin waste is chop into that wall. It's only thermalite, and then boss in onto the stack. Not a problem at all. I can even go back to back if I wanted to, run an 1.5" waste and go back to back. I just don't like joining waste pipes under the floor because you end up with no end of problems. You know, when you're emptying baths and it's coming back up in shower tray. So I like to keep everything separate. But yeah, get that one up, obviously, and then I can look at getting the 4-inch stuff in. But I need to work out where all the pipes under the floor are going first. So obviously that bath one's going over there. That is the furthest one, so I'm going to take 2-inch on that one across there, and then this bath here is a straight run, as I already said. So yeah, it's going fine. I just lifted that board up. It's going to be fun getting a wedge pipe through here. Obviously I want to try and keep it as low as I can, sort of in the middle of the joist, but obviously I've got to drill through this one because I'm never going to get a core drill in. This is like a cavity wall. I've got to drill through that one, and then on the other side of the wall, obviously I've got to go through the block or the thermalite. There's a joist tight on the other side as well, so I've got to get through all 3 of them and obviously angle 90 it back into that stack over there. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. Obviously I've got to be able to get my core drill in somehow. Obviously it's going to be fun because obviously I've got another joist there, joist. But once I get through there, it won't be too bad because literally when I get my shower tray, this is underneath my shower tray, so the waste will be here somewhere. If it's a rectangle one, you can flip them. But that's the least of our problems. Our most important bit is getting through there. So I'll probably drill that one. I don't know how I'm going to drill that one. I've got an extender for the drill bit, but it's going to be good fun getting that in there. And then we'll work that bit out. It's a double joist on this side. It will make it stronger, but obviously harder to get through. So we'll be going through somewhere here, running that along. The other bath one's not a problem. It literally just land here, but this is going to be good fun. What I'm probably have to do is measure from the other side, obviously come through from that way, and then drill these joists out. It's going to be careful measuring. That's not my mark. That was already there. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to this bit. But once you've got all the waste done, that is literally the worst bit. If you don't get your waste done right, the whole job will go pear-shaped. So yeah, we'll crack on with it. Right, so these joists are near enough 200, or what, just short of 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is start in the middle, and then obviously it needs to fall back to the stack on the other side. But in theory, the boss is right down there, so we're going to have about 70 mil of fall. Might lift it up 20 mil, so we're going to have plenty of fall. It's literally only going a couple of meters. So there's going to be plenty of fall on that, and then obviously if you can imagine our shower waste is going to sit somewhere there. We can literally just drop that across. So I might start at about 110. Obviously we don't want to be drilling at the top of the joist. It's going to take too much out and it's going to weaken it. But if we go somewhere there, we should be good. And then obviously I'm going to have to try and get an extender in, do that one, and then get through the wall somehow, and then do the same on the other side. It's going to be good fun. Next one's obviously going to be trickier because I've got to try and reach across, and if that's a double it's going to be obviously twice as hard, but that first one will be fine. But I do have an extension for my hole saw set. The only thing is that Allen key will not budge out of there. It's one of them things you hardly ever use, but when you need it, you sort of need it. What I'm hoping, normally you can just sort of wedge that in, and once you get pressing against it, it just sort of holds itself in place anyway. So that's what I'm going to do there. That'll go through there, that'll go on there, and then I can put my drill on there. And as I say, once you get it going, it's not too bad. I've had that literally donkey's years. I obviously bought it for a job. Obviously things get rusted up and it's literally just rounded off. I did try once to get it out. I know I could drill it out and then I have to re-tap it. As I say, it'll be fine. I'll get that one through there and then we'll have to get the core drill in there then. As you can see, when you sort of get it going, it sort of just holds, you can't see very well, it sort of just holds it right there. So it does the job. It's not ideal, but it just gets you out of the sticky situation sometimes. I've moved that hole down sort of 10 mil from this one, so it's got a little bit of a fall. Oh, drill's on fire. Drill's on fire. Taking some pushing through that. Makita, if that had been Milwaukee, wouldn't have happened that, would it? Let that cool down a second. I have taken the centre bit out, but yeah. Ooh, it will cool down a second. Maybe it'll cool down. I think the bushes are gone. I've had them worse than that though. I've had them on fire before and they still cool down. I'll just give that a second. I don't know if that one's going to be any good. It's smoking quite a lot. It's only the bushes, but to be honest it's not worth fixing them, just chuck them away. That is literally the cheapest Makita drill they do, so it's my own fault. It's lasted a couple of years, but it's just unfortunate when I really want to get on. It might be alright in a minute, once it's cooled down. You can still see it smoking a bit. So I've had them worse than that. They've carried on working for a bit. If it carries on working to the end of the day, I'll be happy. Just give that a minute. Give that a minute. It's telling me I should stop for a break, that, innit? How are we doing? What time is it? It's gone like 11:30. I was a bit late getting here, to be fair, this morning. But it's just lifting all the chipboard and stuff up that takes time, and obviously working everything out. But ideally, I want to sort of, well, I don't think my drill will get all the way across there, will it? But I have to pick up a new drill in the morning. But yeah, I certainly want to get the majority of these in today. Alright, I'll let you cool down a bit, but I think that one might be terminal. Bugger. That means I'm going to swing up a little bit to get on. That is absolutely typical, isn't it? Oh. Can't really get the back. Yeah. It's got. Still works, but only just. I one's actually just about through there. It's just literally knocked out. So I can still get this cord, but it might be the wood on the other side that I'm not going to be able to drill. I say that might, once by the time I've got that cord, it might cool down. I'm not optimistic with that one. I don't think I can revive it. But yeah, the worst bit's sort of getting through that wall, and if we get sort of a hole mark through where we're going to be going, literally when I get a new drill I can just get that one in there. And then I've still got all this soils and stuff to do this afternoon, so it's not the end of the world. It's just in the middle of nowhere, as it always is, and I'll have to pick one up in the morning. But I've literally just phoned my supplier up and I've got them on the shelf. I'm at like 40 minutes away, so I'll pick one up in the morning. They're only 29 quid plus that, so they're honestly not even worth fixing. The last, I think that one's 3 years old, so I just go for the cheapest ones and they knock about and do me. But obviously it's let me down on this one. I know you can get the brushless ones with the metal chucks and stuff, but literally 29 quid, they ain't worth fixing. I'm using this Ox Flex cutter for a while now actually. It's not bad, every now and then it tracks, but I think you get that with any sort of cutter, but it cuts it, see, look, it leaves a bit of it. It doesn't do that every time, but let's try again. I was always going to do it when I was demonstrating. I said it's not bad basically. I still probably prefer a hacksaw, but I'm old school. So literally I'm going to swing that one across with 2 45s. That's going to be the bath. That's going to be the shower one, but my drill's just broke, so I can't get that through yet, and that's going to be the other bath. What I'm going to do is clip this one to the side of the joist. That way it's supported all the way along. Plenty of glue on there, and then just a little bit, probably use a little bit too much glue there to be fair. Just wipe the excess off. Put it in there. Wipe the excess off, and that literally will have a brilliant fall all the way across. And I've used 2 45s because I don't like using tight 90s on waste, but I think that'll be fine on that one. This flex cutter will cut 2 inch as well. Again, it's not bad. It's not bad. As I say, I've been using that, I don't know, actually probably longer than I think, probably 4 months now. It's on the original blade. Like I say, it don't get used every day, but it's not bad for what it is. Just got that 2 inch going along there. Obviously we're going to have to put some supports in. I'm going to have to put some supports in for this. I was hoping to go in the middle of that herringbone. If not, I'll have to re-knock that out. That block there we might just have to nibble across a little bit. But yeah, should be fine. That is absolutely perfect, that waste pipe. We've got the right full. You don't want too much full, but you just want the right amount. Obviously we drop in right to that waste pipe is absolutely solid. All I've done is spaced it off with some scrap bits of copper, and the good thing about solvent, it tends not to sag. So as that old push fit, you can see, ooh, it's got the like the big dipper on the middle of it. Solvent don't do that. With that being 2 inch as well, it'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is put some more clips along it, plenty of clips on it, you know, you don't want to scrimp on it. And then that 1.5 inch one will literally clip tight to this joist, and it'll be going through somewhere there when I get a new drill. Right, so that's that bit all sorted in. I've had a bit of a tidy up under the floor as well, get rid of all the rubbish. There's nothing worse with rubbish all left under the floor. So it's hard to get the level in, but you just have to take my word for it. They've got the perfect fall. That one, that bottom one, is the one we've got to take through the wall. We're probably going to have to swing it up. I think it's coming through somewhere on that pencil line. Probably have to 45 it and then swing it through, but I say when I get my drill tomorrow we can sort that. And I'm going to put my level on there. I know the clip's there, innit? But even without the clip, it's got ample full where you can see it on the joist anyway. So this one here will literally, sorry, battery ran out. As I was saying, this one here is literally under the bath. So anywhere, if we bring it up anywhere, that would be perfect. I know the actual waste will probably be over there, but we can just literally run underneath. It won't matter. So that one's in. Others I need my drill for, so I'm going to focus on getting this 4 inch in because I don't need my battery drill for that. But it literally, that's about as neat and tidy as you'll ever be able to get them. It's just working in the space that you've got. So yeah, quite happy with that. Right, what I'm doing is just looking at this, I know it's really small, the drawing. That's the centre of our toilet. Obviously the room is 2060, if you can make that out, which is that mark just there. I've just literally lopped that skirting board off. I imagine there'll be a stud wall going up there anyway. Obviously this drawing doesn't scale, it's supposed to be 1:50, but when you scale it, because it's been photocopied and blown up and shrunk, it doesn't actually work anymore. So I'm guessing all these toilets are sort of going in units, I believe. I've got the spec. So I'm going to aim for about 500 from the edge of the wall. And I think that'll look about right. So when you actually look at it, it's about in the middle of the door. I know that's only a rough thing, but we just need to get that soil pipe sort of worked across so I can measure a length. And then I normally bring mine with like an M&F 90 into the back. If it's back to the wall pan, then you can use just a normal pan connector on it then. So that's what I'm aiming for, sort of 500. If it's wrong, we can shorten it or lengthen it, but we just need something to work with. So, can you see through there? So that's that T. That will push back a little bit. Obviously, we'll clip straight on this wall across. But yeah, we'll measure that in and we'll get that one cut across. Right, I've just ran this soil pipe in. Obviously, our toilet, we said it was going somewhere there. I haven't glued this on because I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it at this end yet. As I say, I normally use an M&F 90. We're actually a little bit low. I didn't want too much of a fall across that point. Obviously, sometimes you have too much of a fall, it can leave all the solids and that behind. So yeah, I think that should be about right. It's about, what is it, 40 mil every metre or something like that, is it? But you can normally tell that's got a nice slope on there. So I need to do the same sort of this side, but this side we've got the, quite light a little bit. We've got a toilet just on the edge of that window, and then it carries on running along, and we've got another toilet over here somewhere. So we'll get that running next, all clipped along. Them clips are rubbish as well. I don't know what brand they are. They seem bigger than 4-inch. I know that sounds really weird. I know they're sort of locked together, but I don't know. Not good. I think I've got some others in the van anyway. But yeah, that's my next job. I'll just cut all them feeds off because I'm going to renew all the hot and colds, and then that will probably end up taking into a full stack. So it should be fine. Going off tangent just a touch because I haven't got enough soil to get that all in one piece, and I don't really want to put a socket. So that'll be centre. What I'll end up doing is having to keep that up with a 45, and then it'll run along. All them pipes will be cut off, as I already said. So I'm just having a look at the basin waste. That is the middle of the basin. So edge of the bath is there, and then it shows it in the middle. So we can slide, because it's in a unit, we can slide it one way or the other anyway. I think it looks about right, to be fair. So it shows it from the edge of the box in, edge of the bath, and then middle of the basin. But what I'm going to try and do is chop 1.5 inches one in the wall, pick it up on this stack here, and then go back to back. I'm not too concerned about teeing the basins together, just because 1.5 inch waste will do them basins. It's only like a metre and a half to the stack. The only thing is they're not quite back on the world's smallest drawing, not quite back to back. So what I'm going to do is drill on the edge of that one, and it should bring me into that unit. I imagine that'd be like a, I don't know, like a 900 shower tray, 900 by, oh, like a metre by 700 or something, I don't know. But yeah, if we drill through on the edge of that basin, it should bring us about right. And then that one over there is going to need chopping in as well, but that's not so much of an issue either. Alright, so I'm actually using 1.5 inches for the basins. I generally do, and then just reduce down at the appliance, but that will sit in there like that. That's obviously sweeping the right way, and I've just put a little chasing across there. I can either drop it down and into the box, because all this is being boxing anyway, or we can just bring it straight out. I might drop it in, but yeah, that'd be superb. And then we can just clip that in, and then I think the walls are being mermaid boarded anyway, but we can just, you know, roughly fill that back in. That'll be fine, and then the boarding will cover it, as long as it's not proud of the wall, which it isn't. That'll be perfect. Right, that one's all in. Flush back behind that wall. I've done that, as I said, I've done that 1.5 inches. I just bossed that in, but I think what I'm going to do is probably call that a day for today. It won't be the end of the video. It's just I've got some stuff to sort out tonight, and I'll just show you in here. That's that one coming through for that basin. So this unit, the shower, as I say, the edge of the room is there. I think the shower tray goes to about here somewhere. and then basin, and then that's boxed in, and then toilets over there in like a unit. So yeah, I think I'll be back in the morning on this one. I wanted to get a bit more done today, but obviously my drill line's burnt out. What I'll do is have a tidy up, and then we'll tackle the rest of it in the morning, get the rest of them waste in, and then we get all the fun bit then, all the copper work and all the showers and everything else. I think they're just like bar type showers, nice and easy to fix if they ever go wrong. So yeah, what was I going to say? It's important you get your waste installs done first. I know it's like the least glamorous bit of plumbing, or well, it's crap work basically, that's what it is. But yeah, if you get these wrong, the whole job will go pear-shaped, because obviously yeah, you won't notice it necessarily until they moved in and started using it, and then obviously you've got a world of pain sorting it out. But yeah, I think this one's going to be fine. So literally that across there, all nice and low. This will be vented. That bossed in there. All them bosses are nice and low. They're all glued up, ready to rock and roll. That one's in for that bath. That one will be in for that shower tomorrow. That 2-inch will be for that bath over there. And then yeah, looking good I think anyway. And then as I say, whip out all these copper work out where they're going back. We'll bring a new main up. Yeah, and sort it all out. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to get as much footage tomorrow, because it'll probably be a bit busier, but you sort of get the gist of the job anyway. Obviously I'll show you when it's all sort of in, yeah, but we'll have a tidy up, get the tools back on the van. I'll leave that drill, so if anybody wants to steal it tonight, it's all burnt out anyway, and I'll be back in the morning. New day, new drill. As I say, this was only £29 from the merchants, so it's not worth fixing. I even picked up some new hole saws as well, just to make it a little bit easier. It's a little bit dark in here, so I'm just going to whiz the rest of this first fixing on the soils, and then in the next video we'll have a look at the hot and colds and stuff, because this one's probably getting quite long. So yeah, we'll crack on. What I'm going to show you today, that was super tricky getting that through there. Obviously I had to get through the joist, core through the wall, and then obviously get through the joist on the other side. These holes I've had to drill slightly larger, but they are still within regs, because I had to get my core bit through there. It was an absolute pain. I had to put a socket there just because I couldn't get a long enough piece of waste pipe in, but again, that's all glued up, it'll be absolutely fine. So that's going to be low enough for the shower tray now. Obviously the shower gully, or trap, is going to sit here, so this will be perfect. That's plenty low enough. And if I get the camera down, it's a little bit hard to see, but it's got a really good fall on that, so that'll be absolutely no problem whatsoever. And then it just falls back into that stack over on the other side. So got all that in there, and obviously that's the lowest one, so that'd be perfect. I've just got to whip across here and then chop that waste in, and all them soils are done then. Obviously just run them in as well, but that's the easy bit really. We're getting there. Right then, that's all in. I'll flip the camera around and show you what we've done. I've just ran that basin waste in there 1.25 inches. I'm hoping this is all going to be studded along like it was before. If not, I'll have to chop that back. It's not the end of the world. That's all set up. As I say, these pans are going in units, and that's all being boxed across. This one I'll have to use like an offset pan connector. It will spin a little bit where I want anyway. Temporarily, I've just done that on a Durgo. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with the other stack yet. I think they're probably going to leave that one as a full vent, but to me this one wants to be on a vent as well. Even if we take it out of the wall and up, it'll be better. But I've just done that for the time being, and we'll work that bit out. So all the waste are in, all clipped up, all supported. And you can stand on that and it won't move. Just how it should be. Not too much full, but just enough. It all looks about right. So yeah, we're probably going to end the episode there. It's not the end of the day yet. What I'm going to do this afternoon is have a look at all the hot and colds in here. These are all in as well. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the hot and colds this afternoon, but that's going to be on the next episode, because this one's probably getting quite long anyway. But yeah, happy with these wastes. If you get this bit of the job wrong, the whole lot will be peaked on. So yeah, if you enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the like button. I'm sure if you stayed this long into the video, you probably did. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching.